I'd like to welcome you to R7 Eagle Productions. And I have a question for all of you. Would you prefer the name of my site to be R7 Eagle or R7 Eagle Productions? I like short things, so get opinions down below. I'd really appreciate it. Alright, what we're going to make today is musubi. And this we're going to start with this recipe. I have several different recipes. This is going to start to show off. Okay, what I have here is I got my SPAM, which I'm going to cook in my tomokoyaki pan, and I've got a couple of slices of pineapple. Over here I've got sushi rice, which I just preheated just a little bit, and my chopsticks to make this whole video look professional or Japanese, even though I'm not Japanese. I've got a little bowl here, and I'm going to use this later. It's for water, and it's very important. I'm going to show you that in a little bit. And then I've got some soy sauce. Here I've got the bowl I'm going to mix my sauce with a little sugar, and of course some Pinot Grigio wine. You could use what was this, soy wine, or I forgot what they use in Japan. Then I've got some nori and sesame seed flakes that I'm going to put on top. And in the back, hiding in the background over here, is the nori itself that I'm going to put the whole thing into. And of course, the SPAM is hiding in the back. You know, if you look at my videos of late, I'll always have someplace in the back a can of SPAM. And if you've ever watched Alfred Hitchcock in his movies, he plays a part. Sometimes he's only there for 2 or 3 frames in the back. I'm going to do the same thing with SPAM, so no matter what videos I make, you'll always see a can of SPAM somewhere in the back peeking through. So let's begin this, and I'm going to start making the sauce first, and I'm going to put the SPAM in the pan, and we'll start getting that brown. So I'll be right back. I'm going to start out by showing you what kind of sauce I make. You can use just about anything you want as far as the amount of sugar and the amount of soy sauce. I've also used soy sauce that's been, I guess, sugarized. It's there's a name for it. I'll put it up, and I'll put the lettering up here when I move on. And of course I use Pinot Grigio. It does whatever you have that's a white wine. So to begin with, let's put a little bit of soy sauce. By the way, this is low sodium. You don't need any more than that. And I'm going to reach across to you here. I'm trying to do this with one hand. I'm right-handed, so now I got to step in front of you. Excuse the expression. And I'm going to take 1/4 of a teaspoon, you can see that, of sugar. And then we're going to add a little bit of wine. And I put a little wine in there for me. That's more than enough. So, alright, I'm going to mix all this together with my chopsticks. And it'll mix up real nice. Now, the amount of sugar you put in is up to you. But you don't want to make it super sweet. Play with the recipe. You know, it's fun. You're not going to make any mistakes. Whatever you want to do is perfectly fine. So, okay, that's the sauce. We're going to set that off to the side. And I'll be back in a couple of moments, and then we're going to fry up this SPAM. I want to get it nice and brown. We'll add this in later to give it a little caramelization. And then we'll start assembling our musubi. Hang in there. Be right back. Before I begin, I'm going to take my nori here, nori, like that. I've already cut it, half of it, and I'm just going to whip it across very carefully without burning it. Don't ask me why. I just saw some other people do it, and I thought it looked kind of cool. And maybe somebody in there can tell me why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay? I'll be right back. I'm just going to leave the SPAM in the tomokoyaki. This is actually an omelet pan. I've got 2 different kinds. This is one that's stick-free, and the one I use mostly for my eggs is not carbon steel, but come on, help me out here. Cast iron. There we go. I'm just going to get this nice and brown, then I'm going to add the sauce in on top of it until it puts a little caramelization on it, and then we'll start assembling the musubi. I think you're going to love this. Okay, I got several different recipes that I'm going to make, probably in a series of these videos of showing different types of musubi that can be made. A lot of the recipes I got from Guam, Hawaii, because they use more Spam than anybody else in the world, I think. And so let's continue on. I'll let this get a little brown and then I'll be right back. One thing I did want to mention is that I don't use a lot of oil. I have just a tiny bit in here because the Spam itself's got a considerable amount of fat and you can hear it popping. What I did is, prior to putting Spam in, I did remove the salt, and I've got some videos on how to do that. This happened to be the low sodium or low salt Spam, and when I boiled it for 15 minutes, you could not see hardly any residue floating towards the surface, so I know there was a lot less salt in it. But just point that out. You can use the regular Spam or the low sodium. I'm on a low sodium diet, so I'm going to use, no matter which one I'm going to use, I am going to, look at that beautiful color. Boy, oh, smell that. I am going to use the process of removing the salt and some of the nitrates. So there's some controversy whether one of the people met in my comments about removal of nitrates. So you might read that. I don't know. I just read someplace that it does. I don't know. I had to do some more research on it, but I know the salt can be removed. So if you're on a low salt diet and have been because your cardiologist wants you to be, this is the perfect recipe because the salt is being removed. Okay, right now I'm going to add some sauce in it. This is what I prepared before. And it's going to get real sizzly. I'll turn the heat down a little bit. What I want to do is I want to get it nicely coated all the way around. You try to turn it over here, just like that. One of the reasons I like this kind of pan is it cleans up really nice. If I were to use my cast iron pan, I'd be scrubbing there for a couple hours. So I don't want to get this too much done, so I'm going to shut the heat off on it right now. And let's start building my, not mine, our musubi. I'll be right back. Alright, here's the next step. We've got I showed you all the ingredients. The step number 1, I made the soy sauce, that's number 2. I fried the Spam. I put the Spam in with the mixture here that we had. We're going to save some of this for a little bit. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to water this down, and I'm going to water the plunger, I'm going to call it, right here. There you go. I'm going to water it down, and I'm going to put it on top of the nori right there. The reason I do that, we'll put that in there just a little bit wet. That's fine. We're going to do this too. Set that off to the side, just like that. And now I'm going to start packing some base rice in the bottom here, if I don't get it all over, which I am. You're probably a lot neater than I am doing this, so okay. Just put that in there like that. All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of this nori stuff here, nori salt, is it? And I'm going to be careful because the opening on this is huge. So, I don't know why they did that. So I'm just going to put a little bit in here, just to give it a little color, a little extra flavor. You don't have to put this in; it's not necessary. All right, we're done with that. Now we can take the Spam, and we can lay that right on top, just about like that, and press it down just a little bit. And we're done with that. I'm going to take a piece of pineapple, put it like this. I'm going to take another piece of pineapple, and this is going to be real tight, just about like that. Okay, and press it down a little bit. I'm going to press it down, and then I'm going to come back because I want to add more rice on the top. There we go. Now I'm going to put some more rice on the top of it. Oh, it's just going to be good. The reason I put water on everything is because it makes cutting of the musubi a lot easier. That's good enough. All right. Now we're going to just press this down. You press it down and you hold it. Just get this other rice off of here. Just like that. Okay. Got that? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the outside up, just slide it up very carefully. If I can do this and show you. Just like that. All right. Put that off to the side. take that. There we are. And just get rid of the chopsticks. We don't need that. And this extra rice will get it clean up a little bit. Now remember this little bowl here that I had? What we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to wet the ends of the nori, however you want to say it. Okay, then I'm going to take this and fold it over like this. And I'm going to take this. What I'm going to do now is I got to put some water on this one too to make it stick. Okay, before it falls apart. I'm going to put this one over like this here and just press it down for a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it back on its side. Okay, just leave that set for a minute. I'll be right back. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut it. But when you cut it, what you want to do is use a thin blade on the knife, because if it's too thick it's going to catch and it's going to get real messy. So and the biggest thing is you want to wet this down. Make sure your knife is really sharp. I'm going to cut it in half. Just take your time. If your knife is not sharp, it's going to get really messy. But watering the knife down really makes it a lot easier to cut it. There we go. There's two halves. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to plate this and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Doesn't this look nice? Of course it looks nice when you put it on a fancy plate, so let me give you a little close-up. You can see in there, you can see the pineapple, the Spam, and the rice. It's just absolutely adorable. You might try that. Share this with anybody that likes this type of food, or even if they don't like it, share it with them anyway. Give me a thumbs up if you like it, and a thumbs down if you don't, and leave your comments below. And oh, by the way, don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.